Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to another episode of the Batcave with us. Same two dudes talking about the same subject every week or so.
Same
And
subject.
Batman. It's an umbrella category.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we're back with another episode here on the Patreon and YouTube here in a couple weeks. But today we're going to be talking about a relatively newer comic, and we're only talking about like the first issue. So this will be a shorter one, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be as good. It just means, lots to talk about. And I could see us revisiting this subject in the coming months or even years. I don't know how long this is going on. But so yeah, how have you been? I heard you got, or there's a lot of Star Wars stuff going on, right? I mean, a lot of Star Wars stuff, quote unquote. But there's shit going on in Star Wars right now, from what I know. So the actual podcast must be doing pretty good.
Yeah, we talked about the premiere of Skeleton Crew.
Nice.
So yeah, if you are,
if you're enjoying this one, go check out the other one.
You're either on the Patreon or you're on the YouTube channel, so you already know how to get there.
But yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if you caught our show last night, but when I during our show and tell time thing, which we just call showing our thingies. So
okay.
I recently did a due to, let's just call it financial issues. I mean,
due to some bullshit.
If you're watching this, then you already know because it's been talked about for several weeks. But
yeah,
I got laid off, so I'm still unemployed. But because of that, I made some significant cuts in my
pull list,
comic book pull list. But I did go ahead and upgrade my DC Infinite
nice
subscription, just to make it a little easier for me to. Basically, with the upgrade that I did, I can read new comics 30 days after they're published. So, because I upgraded, this is where I'm getting to the point. Because I upgraded, I was given a free, hard, like physical book of my choice.
Sick.
Now, while it's not Batman, because there wasn't. Actually, was there a Batman option? Shit, I don't remember.
None that you would have wanted.
The one I chose. There was like 4 that I could choose from, and this is what I ended up choosing. I chose
the original Death of Superman.
Death of Superman 30th Anniversary Deluxe Edition. There is a whole bunch of extra crap in here, and yeah, I haven't read it, but it's pretty cool. But what have I been doing? As far as Batman related, I have actually started, a few days ago, I started rereading Court of Owls.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, that's...
Which, when you're done with that, let me know so I can also read that.
How freaking good that is. It's so good.
How long is that story arc?
That is a very good...
It was the start of New 52 Batman. I know that much.
Yeah, that was the start of New 52 Batman, written by Scott Snyder, who we're going to...
How topical.
Later on, how topical. Let's see, I'm looking... It was 320 pages long, at least the graphic novel is. I'm trying to find the issues. Collects issues number 1 through 11 of Batman.
Huh. Well, that's cool. I'll have to. Yeah, I'll when you're done, let me know, and I'll hop on the app and
definitely.
And maybe we can talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh,
we got that. I do know that we.
Yeah, that
Go ahead.
definitely needs to be an episode for a later date.
Oh yeah, Court of Owls. Yeah, I thought that was a given.
Yeah.
But I will say we do have at least. Let me think. It's what? It's like the first week of December. Second. We do have an episode lined up for next week that we discussed beforehand, and that's going to be the week.
Is that going to be the one that you are about to start?
Yes.
Rereading?
When you're done reading that, I'm gonna.
Oh, I'm already done with that one.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll start that today then.
Yeah, I finished it.
But yeah, we got something lined up for
holiday.
Yeah. Are you doing anything for? Are you taking like the last 2 weeks off?
For our live stream, yes.
Okay, so next week is going to be that one, and then the week after that, well, because next Wednesday is Christmas, so of course we're not recording on Christmas.
Yeah, I'll be out of state for Christmas,
and I don't know what I'll be doing. I'll find something to do.
And then for New Year's, so the next Wednesday after that is New Year's Day, so
which doesn't matter.
We'll kind of play that one by ear. Probably
we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, we'll get there
because yeah, we don't want to leave off too long, but also, who knows? Maybe New Year's Eve I'll get absolutely wasted. No, I'm just kidding. That's not an excuse to not talk about Batman.
All right, are we ready? Are we ready for some news?
Yeah, let's hit us with that news. I have a guess as
news. I've actually only got one article, and it is that the TV show, the HBO Max TV show, The Penguin, has received 3 Golden Globe nominations.
Nice. From what I've heard, it is fantastic, and I will.
It is.
I will concede.
Now,
it is on my list.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I will concede on the topic of the Penguin, because I realize it's been out for a minute now. I was waiting for it to be done. I don't know if it was like weekly episodes.
Yeah.
But I was waiting for it to be done, and very recently, my friend got me into the TV show Arcane, and so I have like completely fallen off my list. I was watching a sitcom, and then my friend was like, well, I told him I'd watch it, and then I kind of fell off for a minute to watch the sitcom, and then we got Netflix sorted out on the TV, and so I like sat down and watched through all that, and that was off topic, but a really good show. And so I completely fell off my list there. I will watch The Penguin soon enough. Maybe that will be an episode soon. I don't know.
Possibly.
I think we'd have to do our The Batman episode first. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, actually, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do that first.
But that being said, you give me the word, I'll be rewatching the Batman.
Okay, so the Penguin, it got 3 nominations for Golden Globes. Colin Farrell got the nomination for Best Actor in a Limited Series,
and he's of
course playing the Penguin.
Yeah.
Kristen, am I pronouncing that right? Kristen, let me see if I've got a. Nope, it doesn't give me a pronunciation. Kristen,
Sophia.
Miliota, right? The actress that plays Sophia Falcone got
the mother from How I Met Your Mother.
She got the nomination for Best Actress in a Limited Series, and then the series itself was nominated for
Best Limited Series.
Yeah,
that's fair. I'm good for them. Congratulations to those two. I mean, talented actors. Yeah. His Penguin in the movie was fantastic. Yeah. Honestly, probably much better than the Danny DeVito Penguin that I don't remember that well. But yeah, I also say
his Penguin was amazing, and
fantastic. I mean, yeah, that movie is
his
just
portrayal
fantastic.
in this TV show is he's
just adds to it.
Yeah, he's just
and I mean the fact that they brought in Sophia Falcone, who originates, I believe, from Long Halloween. I'm telling you, until we do the Long Halloween episode, it's gonna be. Here's what we should do. We should do it. We should do
till next Halloween to do it.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. We do an episode once a month of every individual issue. We long Halloween it.
Horrible idea.
It's a horrible idea, but it'd be really funny.
I mean, we got to do our Hush episode soon because I want to kind of do that before the launch of the Hush 2 series.
I totally forgot they were doing Hush 2. When is that coming out? March? Oh, well, so we got time. We know. Well, yeah, I doubt we're going to be doing. I mean, we'll probably do what we're doing for Absolute Batman here and do something on the #1, and then later on do more.
And I'm so
I can tell you're excited.
Yeah.
I would definitely.
So that was the only news I have, but there are some new Batman comics that were released today.
What do we got?
First one we've got is Batman and Robin number 16. And I'm going to go ahead and show the cover there.
Nice.
So this was a really good series.
Is this one of the you start off with the ones you're reading? So, yeah. Are you still reading that, or did that not make the cut?
This one did not. This one got cut, but I will read it
in 30 days.
In 30 days, yeah, I will.
That's right.
Because I do really like the series. Philip Kennedy Johnson is the writer, but it's a good series. Here's a couple of the. I don't think it's going to let me show those.
You just can't justify paying for it anymore.
There's a lot I can't justify paying for, but
yeah. You're not buying every Silent Night comic this year? Damn.
No. Speaking of Silent Night, Batman and Santa Claus Silent Night Returns number 3 is another one that was released today.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that this is a weekly series because it seems like this one is hitting.
I mean, it's probably just going to be during the week of December.
Yeah,
they're doing Batman and Santa Claus.
And
that would make sense.
I haven't read any of these, so maybe if it comes out in a trade or something,
it probably will.
And then there was also another Wayne Family Adventures, number 142. I'm pretty sure that's weekly as well.
I believe so. Again, haven't read it in quite a few years. I actually think I got the Webtoon app so that I could read it originally because it's Batman. I've definitely fallen off of that, but I do believe it's weekly. And then it's more of a you know how old comic strips like Garfield or Calvin and Hobbes, they'll have the three panel strips, and then on Sunday it's a big one.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the strips tell a story. It's kind of like that, where every once in a while they do a little 3 or 4 part continuing storyline. It's never anything earth shattering. The Batman Who Laughs never shows up and blows up a building, but it is, it's I hate to say it, it's basically like Calvin and Hobbes, but Batman.
Yeah.
Not any disrespect to it though. It's decent. It's just not. It's very Tumblr-y, as I've said before. That should be our next episode. We should both read all 140 Wayne Family Adventures. That'll be a solo episode.
The next comic that was released today is actually a new one. It is called Batman Dark Patterns.
Okay.
That's number 1.
Is that a black label?
The synopsis: it's set during the early years of Batman's career, and from what from the synopsis here, it seems like it's more detective related. It does say this is
the
dark
title.
detective at his most stripped down core. So this looks really interesting. I think this is something I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start reading when I am able.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks pretty interesting. So this next one, I'm not really sure if this is Batman related, but because of the cover, and I'm gonna show it to you.
Batman's on the cover, so we're putting it in the podcast.
Well, that's Batwoman on the cover there, but it's DC versus Vampires World War V number 5.
I think it's V. I think it's supposed to be V.
Yeah, I don't know. It's written by.
This isn't a House of X Swords of 10 situation.
Yeah, I don't.
DC isn't that clever.
So based on the cover, I'm assuming Batwoman makes an appearance in here. I don't know.
I think everyone makes an appearance in that. That's one of those, like, how they did Deceased.
Well, I mean in this issue.
Oh, yeah. You know how they did Deceased a few years ago? It's like that.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of just everyone, except this time instead of zombies, it's vampires. I don't know.
Okay.
Was not that big on Deceased, but DC fucking shilled that shit.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it.
I think I got a paperback from the library at some point, but I don't know.
All right, so the last one that is coming out, or that came out today, is Gotham City Sirens Uncovered, number 1.
Is that a new one?
And basically, this is just a special that is a cover gallery.
Oh. Uncovered. I get it.
Covers of that feature Poison
Gotham
Ivy,
City
Harley Quinn, and the Catwoman. So, I don't know. I don't think I would want to buy this, but I don't know if you're into comic book covers.
Yeah,
then sure, go check it out.
it could be interesting for those that partake, I guess.
Yeah. But that's it. That's all we got for news and comics.
I will say, the news segment is very. I'm hoping that when we get into the comics news season, which it's gonna be a minute, but I like like when we get closer to like the conventions, I hope this segment gets a little bit more interesting. Because okay, cool, Golden Globe. I am happy that they got Golden Globes. That says a lot, but
yeah. I mean, that wasn't much news this week, but yeah, it'll be.
There hasn't been a lot of news in the tenure of this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming to the end of the year. There really isn't a whole lot. Like the biggest news in comic books going on right now is that we are expected to see a teaser trailer for Superman.
Yeah, which that's not even this one. That's Kryptonian Chronicles.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if you haven't caught the first episode of Kryptonian Chronicles, that is on the Patreon now.
That just came out.
And will eventually be on the YouTube. And it was basically like a Superman 101 class.
Why didn't we do that for our podcast?
I don't know.
Maybe we'll do that for New Year's.
Maybe we should.
That'll be we have one. We had this next week's episode planned.
Yeah.
Near the beginning of December. So.
Well, now it's time for our game. We get to play our game.
For those of you that don't know or enjoy me explaining things, every podcast, we do our little game, which is Batman Character Roulette, where we take our handy-dandy Batman character encyclopedia. I provide a page number out of 4 to 203, and we discuss a character. We've gotten some good ones. We've gotten like Two-Face, League of Assassins. I think last week was Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
So, it fosters conversation concerning the characters. And, yeah. So,
All right. So let's
we're
pick
going
a number.
Okay. I'm ready for this one. I thought of this number earlier.
Okay.
184.
184. Okay. Oh, interesting.
What did we get?
This is not somebody that I am super familiar with.
Ooh.
We got Lady Vic.
Lady who?
Lady Vic. Who the Lady Vic is short for Lady Victim. She is a British mercenary.
Ew. Sorry.
And she is a main antagonist or an antagonist. I don't know if she's a main antagonist. She's an antagonist for Batwing.
Batwing?
Batwing, yes.
So we're not even at Batman. We're 2 degrees of Batman.
Well, she's also an antagonist of Nightwing, so yeah, still 2 degrees. Like
that's still a degree unto itself.
Yeah, but she's based out of England, and yeah, it seems like her. Yeah, she's mainly a antagonist for Batwing. Man, this one's not giving me a first appearance, so I'm going to check the old Wikipedia. All right. Lady Elaine Marsh Morton, aka Lady Vic, is a supervillain. That's putting it. Yeah, I don't know about that. She is an English noblewoman who secretly works as an assassin, bounty hunter, and mercenary. Employed on a semi-regular basis by Roland Desmond, who is Blockbuster.
Oh, okay.
Who is basically one of Nightwing's main antagonists.
Yeah, that's a Nightwing.
She first appeared in Nightwing number 4 and was created by Chuck Dixon.
Huh.
Cool. Let me see if I can get a picture pulled up of her. There we go. So there's Lady Vic.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I've heard the name. Can't think of where I would have heard it because I don't.
I've never.
Where?
Nope.
Oh, you know what? I know where I've heard her. She was a character in the Titans TV series.
Oh.
So that's like one of those. She's one of those characters that, like I said, I vaguely know of her, and that is why, because I actually did watch that show.
You did. You're right.
Interesting. But yeah, she first appearance was Nightwing Volume 2.
What year was that?
January 1997.
Oh, okay. So it really is just I guess I never learned of her.
Yeah. Anyway, interesting. Yeah.
Well, we may not have had a fun discussion, but we learned something today.
We did learn about a character that we probably don't care about. But
yeah.
Anyway, that is it for the game. Now it is time for our main topic.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Absolute Batman, more specifically the first issue. Before we talk about the issue itself, I did want to give a kind of brief synopsis of what is absolute. So you've got absolute Batman, you've got absolute Superman, absolute Wonder Woman, and then there are some more coming out. But what is absolute? Why is there an absolute universe? So if you didn't already know, the Absolute series is kind of DC's version of Marvel's Ultimate Universe, and so that was back in the 90s. They did Marvel did their Ultimate Universe, and that essentially happened because of Onslaught, because of the Onslaught saga. But I'm not going to get too much into that. But absolute,
I thought it was Heroes Reborn. I thought Ultimates was just like
you're right. Heroes
they wanted to modernize. This was the 2000s.
Happened then.
So here's the thing: is the Heroes Reborn universe is more closer conceptually to Absolute. Ultimates was just let's make modern Avengers, and it was just kind of weird. So what Absolute is I've done some reading on this, is the core like tenet of the mainline DC universe is the hope of Superman. That's like a whole thing. And the Absolute universe is basically what if instead of Superman being like the Nexus being fucking Deadpool and Wolverine, whatever the fuck, what if it was Darkseid? What if it was a world without hope? Right. Which is closer conceptually to Heroes Reborn. It's Onslaught fucking around, but
in the DC All-In Special #1 comic, Darkseid allowed himself to be killed so that he could regenerate in this other universe, and basically he created this universe to where the heroes or the people who are these heroes do not have the advantages that they did in the regular universe. So we get these like off-kilter versions of these characters. So in the case of Bruce Wayne, he is not a millionaire.
Yeah. His dad was a teacher.
Yeah, his dad was a teacher. His mom was a social worker. He himself, Bruce Wayne, is a construction worker.
But he's been a lot more than that.
Right. But he's still a genius.
Yeah.
But so he's not a millionaire, doesn't have a lot of money, doesn't have a butler.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about Alfred for a second. Alfred obviously is not his butler. Alfred is essentially like a secret agent.
Yeah.
And
like how Grayson was.
Yeah. So he belongs to some secret organization that and we don't even know what it is. We don't know who he works for. But he is familiar with Gotham City. I get the impression that he once lived there.
Yeah, at one point he was. Yeah.
But yeah, so we okay, before we get too far into it, I wanted to show oh shit, where are they at? Oh, there. Okay. So
we had pictures this week.
Is the cover that I have.
Hold on, let me see if I can position myself out of the fuck.
Hey, look, your camera works.
Yeah, it's because I'm on my phone. This is the one I have.
Is that the Jim Lee cover?
It might be.
Actually,
Dragata.
Okay. So that's I actually have a couple examples of other variant covers. This is
we got images this week.
This is the Jim Lee cover, and it's pretty bad. This
so good.
here, this next one is the Wes Craig cover. I'm actually, who the hell is Wes Craig anyway? Because I don't.
Some guy named Craig. I don't know.
Some guy named Wes Craig. But it is a pretty cool cover.
That is pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah. So, actually, who did? I don't know who did this cover that I own. I'm not going to open it. Yeah, I'm not. It's a mint condition. But yeah, okay. So the comic starts off at the zoo. When Bruce is young and he is on a field trip. And he's goofing around at the bat exhibit, foreshadowing there. Until his dad's like, "Come on, we don't have time for that."
Knock it off.
Yeah, and then it jumps to flash forward to present day, and we have Alfred Pennyworth scoping around Gotham, and he's kind of just looking through Gotham and getting ready to hole himself in his little base of operations. Then he has a conversation with somebody who we don't know. And they are assigning him to do some reconnaissance on the Party Animals gang, who we find out later in the comic is basically Black Mask. Well, his minions.
Yeah.
But so we get that, and then after that, it jumps to Bruce Wayne. He is in the gym, beating the crap out of a heavy bag, breaks it, and then he has a discussion with Waylon. Oh fuck, what's his last name?
Jones.
Yeah. Who in the real universe is Croc. But yeah, he's a friend of Bruce, and they're talking about how he wants to open up an exotic pet store, and he's carrying around this crocodile. So more foreshadowing.
I don't think that's foreshadowing per se.
Say that again.
I don't think that's foreshadowing. I think it's just like, I think the concept is, rather than have a skin condition that makes him look reptilian, he's just really into reptiles.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's more of a parallel than foreshadowing. I don't think he's going to turn into like Spider-Man but Killer Croc.
Yeah. So he invites him to a poker game with their friends Eddie, Harvey, and Oz. Interesting.
What a nondescript grouping of names.
Yeah, really. And then it goes. I think after that it jumps to the scene at the boat.
Yes.
Black Mask is talking to several of the heads of various crime families. He ends up killing them, and then
as of course he does.
Then we shoot it over to Gordon, who is at a press conference, and he's actually the mayor. He is not a cop anymore.
But he was. That is
he was a cop.
Something they say.
Yeah, he was a cop. He's the mayor right now, and they the people in the audience are giving him shit. They want him to step down, and because of the party animals, and it's just It's a nasty press conference. He's not looking good. And then the party animals attack the press conference.
Because of course they do.
Of course they do. But then we get Batman to the rescue, coming in and laying the smackdown on the party animals, while Alfred is kind of in the he's on top of a roof, and he's kind of watching what's going on. He's watching. He's like, "Who is
reconnaissance?
You know, what's that?"
He's doing reconnaissance.
Yeah, he's doing reconnaissance. He's checking out Batman. Like, who is this guy? And he's checking out his martial arts forms and his basically just fighting style. Just checking out everything, and then it kind of segues into somehow through all this reconnaissance, Alfred discovers that Batman is in fact Bruce Wayne, who is a construction worker.
I think he just figures it out externally to Batman fighting.
Possibly. But then he also discovers some other information about Bruce Wayne. He had some run-ins with the law, and then he went to college, and he was playing football, and then he faked an injury so that he could go and study, as it says here, applied mechanics, chemistry, criminal psychology. Basically, he studied a bunch of shit, and Alfred deduces that Bruce Wayne has a high-level intellect.
Which is just true.
It is.
That's one thing that I really like in stories like these, where like the core concept of the character is still intact. Like, I feel like a lot of stories like this, one of the best things you can do is don't change the fact that Batman is a genius. Just change the situation in which he learns.
Right.
Because clearly, in mainstream, Batman went out and he learned from the best. He learned from the League of Assassins, and I think like canonically in the Tinian run, he learned from Zatara, the father of Zatara, the witch magician lady. And so it's always good when it's like one of the ones I really like is in the Dark Multiverse series of comics, there's a Hush Batman. It's Bruce Wayne as Hush, and he learns from criminals. And then this one, he just goes out and he just learns from school. And I really like that they kept the core concept, but didn't, but like just change the situation. They didn't make him rich, which is a good limit for him to have. I mean, it completely redefines how you have to write Batman, because this Batman couldn't afford to go flying around the world learning from Ra's al Ghul and fucking magicians and shit.
Right.
He couldn't afford to go to some Mongolian prison,
Right.
So it's I don't know. I mean, even college, he definitely, it said that he went for football and then faked an injury. That is a smart thing to do. He got a scholarship. It went wrong, but he still got to learn everything.
Yeah.
So it's just it's one of those things that I love when they do this. And Scott Snyder is a fantastic. I mean, Scott Snyder really understands the character.
Yeah, Scott Snyder is a really good Batman writer. We mentioned Cornerstone.
That's him.
But Scott Snyder is actually like the so you know how Jonathan Hickman was like the head of the Krakoan X-Men thing?
Yeah.
Well, Scott Snyder is basically the head of Absolute.
Huh. That's really cool.
So he's kind of in charge of all that. And Absolute Batman is the comic that kind of launched this universe. Understandably so. But Scott, yeah, the writing in this is really, it's really good. But okay, so toward the end of issue number 1, Batman and Alfred, while Alfred is following Batman around, they wind up getting into a fight, and
in a building, in like a. That's one of the things is that Bruce's Batcave is actually these buildings that are like in construction, but not really.
yeah.
I want to set up one of the coolest moments in this comic. Two of them, really.
Wait a minute.
No, wait. I think that's next. That's the next one.
If what you're thinking of is what I'm thinking of, that doesn't happen until issue number 2.
Damn it. Okay, there's still a cool scene. There's still a cool.
That's pretty badass. But there is a really cool scene in here where Batman has in their earlier confrontation. Well, it wasn't much of a confrontation. Because before Alfred went following him around, they did have an encounter, and Batman stole Alfred's shotgun.
Yeah.
And then when they have this second encounter, Batman has redesigned the shotgun and made it non-lethal. Because he's got the shotgun pointed at him, and Alfred's like, "You don't kill." And then Batman shoots him, and Alfred's like, "Damn it, he took my favorite
He ruined my gun."
Non-lethal.
Yeah. And then following that, while Alfred is disoriented, he earlier in the issue, Alfred's bike was stolen.
Yeah.
And we get this scene of Batman driving around, like doing like donuts around Alfred in the bike.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking okay. Come on,
dude, you're a thief.
So not only is he not rich, but he's hilarious. God damn it. And he drives off the fucking building.
Yeah.
Which is the coolest shit.
Scene. Oh, you know what? Another cool scene, and I think I have a picture of it, is the so the bat symbol on his outfit is functional.
Yeah, because it's really big, and
it's
everyone was like absolutely yeah, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And he cuts off a dude's hand with it.
He does, and he's like, "Yeah, there's a hospital nearby. You can go check that out."
Which again proves, this Batman more than any is much more willing to make his point known.
Yeah.
Like the real Batman wouldn't go that far. He'd batarang your hand or something.
Yeah.
But just getting rid of it, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Not hilarious, but like it gets his point across,
Yeah.
They're not gonna do that again, are they? John lost his fucking hand, dude. I'm not fighting Batman.
So yeah, writing is good. The artwork on it is amazing. I gotta say something. The thing about this particular Batman that I almost don't want to say it, but I will anyway. I feel like he's more relatable because he's not a millionaire.
Yeah, I think having him also, I mean, he's friends with his, the Rogues Gallery, but yeah. I think instead of just having it be like, oh yeah, Bruce Wayne and Harvey Dent were friends as kids, it's more like they all grew up on the streets of Gotham together, so of fucking course they're gonna be friends.
Yeah.
A bunch of fucking teen hooligans, of course. I can see why that would be. I think I don't put too much stock in the fact that Bruce Wayne is a billionaire. I mean, I do. It's very much a tenet of his, I keep saying that word. Uh, it's very much a tenet of his character and of like what he is. But at the end of the day, he experienced an injustice and vowed to fix it. And I would say that in the case that he is just a good person, like he is just a morally good person, and he uses it is very consistent that he uses Wayne Enterprises for good.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong here. I am I am as anti-capitalist as they come. The day that we get rid of the billionaires is the day that that I parade the streets. But I'd say that because Batman consistently uses his money for good, he proves with his actions that he's not like all the other billionaires.
Right.
He helps people. And I mean, like, even his villains, he wants to see them succeed. And so in the long run, I would say, like, yeah, he's a billionaire, but don't let that ruin him for you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
I
get
know
it.
he's a billionaire, but he's actually the coolest character ever. Just kidding.
I
But
mean, he is pretty. I mean, he's pretty cool.
but you get the point. And but I do get that, like, to the common layman like you and I think it's more that we live in a world where the idea of a billionaire that does good becomes more and more fantastic every day. It
Yeah.
is it's more that the world is changing to feel like we're living in a comic book. But at the end of the day, while he is a billionaire, if you're holding him by real life standards, he has proven time and time again that he has the best intentions for just everything. He uses Wayne Enterprise to fund infrastructure in Gotham and, provide jobs to the community. And also he's Batman. Like, he's doing good on both sides. I feel like that's something that a lot of people mischaracterize about him. Is he's not just out there being Batman. He's helping the common people by funding infrastructure, by, making sure shit in Gotham is okay. And then he goes out and beats the shit out of criminals. But I think too many people are like, oh, he just fights mentally ill people. But, like, some of them it's just their fault. Riddler does not need to be doing that shit, dude. What the fuck? You're smart, so you're gonna go around telling riddles? Okay. But yeah, I do think that in a world where the concept of a billionaire that wants what's best for people less fortunate than them is straight out of a comic book, you kind of gotta, you know, I get it. Is what I'm trying to say. Is I get why you relate more to him. And to be fair, I think if I was smarter and also as big as he was, I could also be Batman with those kinds of skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
If I was smart and also 8 feet tall and weighed 300 pounds, if I looked roughly like an adult gorilla in a bat suit, I could also be Batman. So I get it. I will say, I think this is, of the two ever, I think this is my favorite iteration of why the fuck is Batman that big? The first being Dark Knight Returns, and now this.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that is definitely worth mentioning is he has to be that big because regular Batman, he's lean because he has specialized training that gives him the ability to fight despite not being roughly the size of an adult gorilla. This guy, he had to do all his training to become intelligent. He put everything into his intelligence, which isn't a bad thing because obviously to be Batman, you got to be smart. But I do like that it does seem more realistic that he is the human equivalent of a brick shithouse. Like,
Yeah.
he looks like he could do the things that Batman does.
Yeah.
Where Batman just doesn't sometimes. But that's not that's just one of those things that I really enjoyed about it. Because in
Yeah.
The Dark Knight Returns, he's just, why the fuck are you that big, dude?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
this one does explain this one. I mean, it does explain a little better why he is, as you coined the phrase, built like a brick shit house.
He is, dude.
He is a big motherfucker.
He's not built like Batman. He's built like the Batmobile, dude.
He's a big motherfucker. But okay, so he's a construction worker.
Yeah.
And works in the gym all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the hangout for them.
Yeah. But he's like, I mean, generally speaking, when you see construction workers, there's some big motherfuckers.
There's some, yeah. And also, it could be that he did learn to fight because obviously, he's in the gym, but also he doesn't have that specialized training. So
right.
he can train as much as he want, but being able to go toe to toe with a fucking adult gorilla. I'm gonna keep saying it. He looks like he's gonna fight some sort of simian. Gorilla Grodd shows up in the next one, except it's just gorilla.
Yeah, it's just an actual gorilla
with a weird hat on. But yeah, it makes sense, and I like that it makes sense because everybody was making fun of like how Batman looked.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw the internet when Absolute Batman got announced. They were shitting on him. They were clowning on him.
Read it.
It wasn't out yet. We saw that he was a big motherfucker with a fat ass bat symbol, and we were like, "What the fuck? Why is he that big?" I'm not gonna lie. I am not innocent of going, "What the fuck?" He doesn't need a Batmobile. He is the Batmobile.
He is no. But yeah, this book is just so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. So, and this is not just me saying this is a great comic book. I don't know. I think I might have mentioned this to you, but did you know that Absolute Batman #1 is the highest selling comic book of 2020?
Yeah, that was a news bit in one of the
That's right. Okay.
Previous episodes.
Yeah, it is the highest selling comic book of 2024.
Insane.
Yeah, it's that fucking good. It's just so good.
And we know the lesson that we need to learn from this. It's to make Batman fucking huge.
Yeah.
Big Batman sells comics. Get on it, DC.
But yeah, no, it's just really good. It
is fantastic. It is the first physical comic I have owned in several years. And it is something that I definitely want to keep up reading.
Yeah, so yeah, #2 is already out. I'm trying to find the release date for. Trying to find the
Number
release
3 is
date.
out?
No, number 2 is out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the release date for number 3.
Well, hopefully soon, because I'm itching for some new Batman. I'm not gonna lie. This is
Number 2 was pretty badass too.
it was fantastic.
Absolute Batman number 3 comes out next week.
Oh, nice. Good to know.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. Anyway, so any final thoughts on Absolute Batman number 1?
You did not mention a very major plot point.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So, in the beginning, we get kind of a cold open of of Thomas Wayne in the zoo getting shot, right? And Batman, Bruce is like, I'm gonna go see the bats, and Thomas is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We're not going to look at the bats. We're gonna go look at the monkeys. And then at the end of the comic, we find out Martha Wayne is still alive. I can't believe we've gone this long without mentioning it. Spoiler warning for 5 minutes, 5 seconds ago. Martha Wayne's alive. That is a big thing to gloss over.
Yeah. Dad is dead, mom's still alive.
I think that plot point is going to be, that is one plot point that I am highly looking forward to see. I want to see how that develops. I want to see if it's going to be like an Aunt May situation where she finds out, or if it's going to be like, Bruce is hell-bent on not letting her find out. Like, I don't know. But I'm very excited to see how it goes, because that's just like, that's a cool new thing to have happen,
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of comics leave one of them alive. Even the one where Thomas Wayne is Batman, Martha Wayne is the Joker for some reason. And we don't got to talk about Flashpoint right now, but like, you get what I mean. It's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I'm very excited to see how they make that relevant. Like, because you said she was a social worker, but now it seems like she's friends with Jim Gordon. Like, what's up with that? Enough to know his daughter, who like in mainline comics is very important to Jim. So like, what does that mean for Martha? I don't know. Are they gonna kill her off and have Batman go like crazy? Like, I don't know. There's a lot that could be done with this this one change, and I'm very excited to see what they do end up doing with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't believe that we just like glossed over that for most of the episode. Like, that's big. That's almost as big as Bruce's. I've got one joke, and it's that he's fucking massive. I'm sorry, folks.
He's a big motherfucker.
He's a big dude. If I was that big, yeah, I'd fight crime too. Shit. I feel like if you get to a certain weight level, you have to fight crime. That should be law.
That's fair.
Get Arnold out there in a leather gimp suit. He could do it. He's gonna save this city.
Oh boy.
But yeah, fantastic comic.
Yeah, definitely.
It is one that that I definitely recommend everybody read. Like, if you like Batman, you'll like this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah, so great comic. You should go read it if you haven't already. Thanks everybody for watching this episode of the Batcave. And next time, when we return, we will be covering a Batman graphic novel by the name of Batman Noel.
I'm very excited for that one. I have yet to read it, but this is going to be my first time reading it. So
okay, so should be an interesting episode.
This was your first time reading it too, right?
No, I've read it before.
Now, have you?
Yeah, but it's been a bit since I read it last. In any case, I'll be back next time for us to discuss Batman Noel.
Batman Noel, among other things.
All right, see you next time.
Make sure you subscribe. Go join the Patreon. Go subscribe. Yeah, you can push the button. Put the link on screen.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Okay, there we go.
Go there to bio.link/Rebel Rock Radio. Follow us on all the socials, including Twitter and the other ones. So if you're watching us on the Patreon, thank you so much for being a patron. It means a lot. And if you're watching on the YouTubes, consider subscribing. It's live streams discussing Star Wars every Wednesday and other stuff. Also consider the Patreon. It's $2 a month, and you get this. You get the Batcave and Kryptonian Chronicles. We got the sibling series going on now.
Yep.
You got Kryptonian Chronicles and the Batcave. You've got other stuff. There's more stuff on there. Old stuff. There's old
Twilight,
like one-off podcasts. And Twilight of Vakanta, the Patreon exclusive Star Wars TTRPG game where we do stuff. That one's pretty fun.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Well, I might be biased on that one. I may be biased
this week. Yeah.
Ooh, are we?
I think so.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm excited.
I should check with Discord and make sure that everybody's available.
Yeah, maybe go check on that one while we're thinking about it. But yeah, Twilight of Vakanta, that's a good one. I mean, and also, but yeah, also go. If you're watching this on YouTube and you are a fan, go watch the actual podcast. It's not Batman, it's Star Wars, but also it's not me. It's the one, the only, the fabulous JD.
Nice.
I think that's how you should introduce him from now on. Whoa, hey, it's a compliment. Whoa. I'm not gonna take this lying down. That was a compliment. You could be fabulous too. I don't know.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. You did that a little too well there, Bucko.
I said, because you're up loud. So you woke up.
Oh, did you? Anyway, yeah. So, what was I saying? I lost track. Sorry, someone walked in.
Right. Yep, that's the end of the show for today. Be back next week
for Batman Noel.
And check the social, or check that link there that I showed you for all the socials.
Bio.link.
You can hang out with us and stuff. Enjoy. See you next time. Some bat time, but same
bat time. Probably the same bat time. Let's be real.
Possibly. All right.
It's basically a weekly show at this point. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll see you next time.
Later.